The anti-fragile retirement plan is a plan that doesn't break during the future shocks or unpredictable events that are going to come our way. And it not only withstands the shocks and the stresses, but it can actually improve or benefit from them. And the way to do this is to focus on creating a retirement plan that thrives in unpredictability and can even capitalize on positive opportunities that appear during that volatility. And there's 6 easy ways that anyone can apply this to their plan, whether you're a few years from retirement or you're already retired. So in this video, I'll share what is the anti-fragile retirement, and then how anyone can set it up, and then the 6 things that can be applied to make any plan become more anti-fragile. Sorry, that was the Italian pronunciation, if you remember the Christmas story. But let's get back to it. Before we apply the strategies, there's one term that we need to know, and it's actually one of the most overlooked factors in retirement planning. The nerdy way to say it is margin of safety. The normal way to say it is just room for error. And we know this is overlooked because people come to us every week who are working with an advisor, but they realize they want a specialist that focuses on retirement strategies. So we get to see their neatly bound financial plans and all the projections and the key assumptions, but there's a problem that we see a lot. There's little or no room for error built into the plan. As an example, take a plan that has estimated market return of 6% over the next 30 years. Well, what happens if the plan only does 4% and that's the average? Is it still successful? Right? The anti-fragile plan would say it would be great if the plan does 6% on average, but if it doesn't, if it only does 4%, it's still going to be okay. That's something valuable that you'd want to know. We have to consider that the more assumptions that your plan relies on, the more fragile it is. A margin of safety, or that room for error, provides just cushion for error. Now, this isn't being overly conservative and trying to avoid risk entirely, but rather it's really about improving the chance of success within our given level of risk. This margin of safety principle is valuable because it acknowledges the uncertainty in the financial markets and our own personal life, and then it encourages flexibility and prudence in your plan. Now, let's look at the 6 strategies to create a retirement plan that has room for error and is less likely to be derailed by unforeseen events or less than ideal market conditions. And by the way, if you listen to this and you like the idea of creating an anti-fragile retirement plan, please like the video, and then hopefully more people can see this. Number 1, I already mentioned it, and that's just growth rate. If you settle on an investment mix that has historically returned 6% per year, that's great. But think about looking at the plan and then what happens if it's 4%, if that's the growth rate, or what happens if it's 8%. Look at both of those. Number 2 is the bucket withdrawal strategy. This can allow you to be more anti-fragile because you can have a number of steady or safety money for an extended bad market scenario. And that's just, you've heard it before, it's the conservative bucket and the growth bucket. This can give our clients a level 10 confidence in scary times or bad markets, so they don't have to feel like they need to sell when things are down because they have a place to go. In bad markets, our clients look at the money in that conservative bucket and they see quite a few years worth of withdrawals that are not getting impacted by the ups and downs of what's happening in the market. And remember, an anti-fragile plan not only survives, but actually thrives during bad times. So during that, what they do, because of this, they could take advantage of when things are down. And the one way they do this is through trigger-based rebalancing, right? And that's one of the keys behind this whole bucket strategy is the actual active rebalancing and paying attention to that. A quick picture of what that actually looks like is this. And you've probably seen, this is a very simple version, but pretend you've got the 60-40 portfolio starting here. Stocks go up and they take up a bigger piece of the pie. Well, maybe when you were saving money, all from ages 20 to 60, maybe that's okay. And you can afford to have this pie continue to get more and more, call it risky for lack of a better term in this video. But as you get closer to retirement, maybe more predictability would make sense. So sell stocks, balance out the portfolio back to 60-40. But what happens if stocks go down? Well, then you start to get more conservative, like in March of 2020, and then that's when you buy and get back to normal. So there's a lot of nuance behind that, but that's just a simple picture of how to take advantage during these ups and downs. The third way to have an anti-fragile plan is to diversify among different market seasons. Many people think that a four-fund solution that has 60% stocks, 40% bonds is diversification, and it is, and it can actually work for many, many people. But there's a certain kind of retiree who sees the wisdom in being invested so that they could take advantage of any economic season, whatever it is. So how do we do that? Well,